talk some KD, some Kevin Durant. Nets coach Steve Nash said KD could return to the lineup as early as tomorrow night. It's a home game against my Boston Celtics. If not, maybe Sunday they're home against Phoenix. So Durant was on a minutes restriction when he came back from that hamstring injury. See what the Nets do this time around. Antoine, let me start with you. How optimistic should Nets fans be about KD's very possible return this weekend?
I think it's very possible. I think for KD, he has to get back on the court. Obviously, he's coming off really major, this surgery has been really tough on him. He's had so many nagging injuries, the hamstring, now the thigh. So he has to get back on the court. But amazingly enough, what separates KD from everybody is he's so efficient. I mean, we look for rust and look for him not to be as efficient, but it seems like he doesn't lose that. And that's what makes him special and separates himself from other stars in this league. So they do need him back on the court. I think the biggest thing, and we're not talking about it, I think it's the team concept of this. These guys can't get on the floor together to get any type of team continuity, to get any type of rotations for Steve Nash so he can know some rotations and different guys to play with. We're coming down to the stretch where you got to know what your rotations are going to be. We know they're talented than most teams in the NBA, but if you don't got any continuity and things are not, gelling, that can hurt you come playoff time. So I'm worried a little bit about that. But if Kevin gets back on the court, that's thumbs up. They should be excited about that, being that he's able to bounce back because he's dealing with a few injuries, and it's tough. I never was really hurt. You guys probably was hurt in your career where it takes a little time to get back. But I'm a little worried because every little nick and cranny, these guys are sitting out, and they need to start to get some team continuity going.
Yeah, look, they should be super excited. Remember, he took 2 months off. He was rehabbing. He got back out there, and there was a standing ovation. Remember, Mama was there, the real MVP, standing there clapping, had her phone out. Jenna, you talked about Mom, using her phone and getting every memory just right there in her phone. So, look, Kevin Durant is needed. Why? Because this team is struggling. If you're really watching this team right now, they're not where they were a month ago. It didn't matter who was in the lineup. They were finding a way to win. They were battling it out with the Sixers. Who's going to be one? Who's going to be two? Right now in the East, it's clear right now. After their loss last night, the 76ers are still probably the most dominant team in the East because this team is tired. This team isn't getting it done. So Kevin Durant coming back. You still have Kyrie that's still healthy, still there. But they need to figure out how to get back on track and go into the playoffs feeling good about themselves. Now, Harden, we don't know when he's going to come back. We don't know how significant this hamstring injury is, but he's definitely needed because he is the guy that's going to get them over the hump when you talk about beating the 76ers and making it to the finals and beating whoever makes it out of the West. So everybody should feel super excited about it. But if you're really watching it, LeVar, they need him right now because this team is not looking good.
I'm appreciative of both you and Twan giving such great reality analysis. But the question is, how will the fans feel about it? Should they be optimistic about it? We're talking about fans, which is short for fanatic. Of course you be optimistic. Of course you be excited. Who cares about continuity? Who cares about rotations? Who cares about percentage shooting and all this other stuff that y'all talking about? I want to see my players out there on the court. I don't care if they play one game together or 2 games together. If I got my man KD out there shooting that ball,
that's all I am. I'm a fan.
Hey, listen, I'm a fan too. You know what I do? I get a Nerf basketball hoop, and I get that, and I be dribbling, I be crossing over my 5-year-old daughter and dunking on her just so I can feel like what KD feels like when he's out there on the court. I don't need to hear about no reality. Of course they're optimistic.
Beautiful loser. Back here with NBA champ Antoine Walker. So Steph Curry cooled off a little bit last night from his recent ridiculous hot streak. He only had 18 in a Warriors loss to the Wizards. First time with less than 32 points since March 17th for Steph. He said the run was, quote, a special ride. But listen to what he said on the basketballnews.com Rex Chapman Show podcast about this recent stretch.
Real quick, are you the MVP this year?
I mean, I gotta be.
Okay. All right.
I probably won't get it, but I get whatever.
No, don't say that.
Keep going like this.
That
nobody will be able to.
I'm just
you
setting
keep
it.
this going.
I like to be dramatic sometimes, so I'm just setting the table.
I know you do.
All right, Antoine. So let's spin it forward. What are Steph's MVP chances now that his crazy run has come to an end? But it was definitely a crazy run.
Yeah, it definitely was a crazy run. I don't want to take anything away from what Steph was able to accomplish. And obviously keeping his team in playoff hopes, too. So he won some games over the stretch. But the three-point shooting was amazing. Some we've never seen in the game before. But he's not in the MVP talk. It's a lot of guys this season that have had moments over a 10, 15-game stretch. I think about Bradley Beal when he first started the season, the way he was scoring the basketball, but they was not winning any games. I think about Zion Williams and how the run he was on with the 20-plus, 25 points a night run that he was on with the high percentage. So it's been different guys that have moments throughout the season. We can't take away from Joel Embiid and Joker, what those guys have done. Those are the true MVP candidates. Those two guys, is going to come down to them. Whoever can stay healthy, stay on the floor, who has his team in the best position, and both of those guys are still playing great. But Steph is not up to MVP. We've seen numerous of guys have runs. Damian Lillard with C.J. McCullough out, he played terrific. So just to name a few people that have had runs, I know sometimes it gets a little the way Steph does it is a little different because he does it from the three-point shot. He's the best, I would say, bad shot maker that we've got in the league. He can make a bad shot look so easy. So things look a little bit more exciting with Steph. But it's been numerous of guys that have great runs this season. So Steph is not my MVP.
Yeah, 0%, Twan. I mean, that's the answer. I mean, even before, this streak was broken, he had to finish this year at this pace, which was probably impossible. And then when you look at the precedent that the NBA has set and all the voters, we're talking about you have to win. Right now, you're sitting at the 9th seed. You're barely in a play-in. Like, this team is not a winner, and for that reason, you can't even be in a discussion. He had to do this night in, night out for the rest of the year to be in the well, now I wouldn't say be in the conversation. If he finished the season that way, he probably would have got the MVP, how awesome he was scoring the basketball. But no, Wilds, 0%, so I'm glad that we're now focused on the two real candidates, and that is the Joker and Embiid.
That's right. There's 0%. He is in the conversation because we're talking about it. Like, Boban's not in the conversation. However, since I just mentioned Boban in a conversation, he's now officially in the conversation. Congratulations to Boban. I think it's done. I knew that this streak was going to sort of die, LeVar, for a few reasons. The number one reason is the 5th game of a 5-game road trip. So at a certain point, you're just going to run out of gas no matter who you are. The second reason was Bradley Beal in the scoring title. Bradley Beal, as Steph went crazy, he took over Bradley Beal. So all of a sudden, Bradley Beal's like, hold on, I play for a bad team and I'm not going to win the scoring title. So when Steph came into Washington, I knew it was going to be a focus to try to shut him down. They did a good job. Russ was on him. And now there's only the official scoring race. Steph, 31.1. Bradley Beal, 31. Look for Bradley Beal to make a concerted effort to take the lead again, LeVar.
Listen, I think it makes sense, and it's understandable to say that he's not in the race, and I agree with that. But I like Steph Curry putting it out there and being confident about what he brings to the table. Listen, it's happened before, right? Russell Westbrook was able to get it, not have a great team. Moses Malone, even if you go back into the annals of it, he was able to get it without having the greatest of teams. So why not put it out there? He's won the MVP award before. So he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. Hey, listen, you'll relate to this, B. Marsh. One thing about being in the pros, sometimes you get the benefit of the doubt. Now, I remember, maybe one of my Pro Bowls might have not have been a deserved Pro Bowl. But I put it out there. I'm playing at a Pro Bowl level. Select me for this Pro Bowl. And I was a first pick for the Pro Bowl position. So sometimes just being somebody who's done it and been there, you put it out there, people are going to listen and they're going to respect
Not the 9th seed.
So I don't think he's
Not
going
the
to
ninth
get
seed.
it. I understand that. I don't think he's going to get it, but he's putting himself in the conversation, Jenna.